right, what's up everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The Natty Teacher. I'm of course your host, who else but The Natty Teacher, and today we got a push day. Now look, my inconsistencies of uploading have been my own fault. Guys, I'm just going to be transparent with you lately. Motivation has been low. Been sick the past couple weeks, been really busy at work the last couple weeks. My days are absolutely flying by. I can't believe it's already halfway through the first week of October. That's wild. Like, this year has gone so fast. It's crazy to me that it's already October 4th, but it is. So, guys, again, I'm just at that point right now where I am, I don't know, this past month or so, ever really since starting school, and even I would say a little bit before that, it's probably the past couple months, training has still been good. I've still been training my nuts off, training really, really hard, all that kind of stuff. Like, I've been doing what I'm supposed to do, haven't missed a meal, you know what I mean? Sleep has been hit or miss with the school year. It kind of always is. Like, I really, really need to track that down and get back into a better spot with my sleep, because I know for a fact that I can, sleep so much better than I do, but I don't, because my sleep is just not great. But it's just one of those things where I've just been feeling it lately. And especially, like I said, especially with being sick for as long as I have now, it's been a little over 2 weeks. Like, I feel a lot better. And, there were some videos that I was filming where you couldn't even hear my voice. Like, I feel a lot better. I just have a little bit of lingering, like, mucus, and my sinuses are still inflamed, and, all that kind of stuff. Like, I can just tell I have a little bit left of something. But it's just one of those things, guys, where I got to admit, I'm in that kind of space where it's just been tough. It's just been tough mentally. You know what I mean? It's been a really long off season. I don't start prep for another couple months, so motivation is just kind of not at an all-time high right now. And so when I get into those phases, I'm not one to just not go to the gym. Like, I'm not one to, like, miss meals or whatever. Like, I don't do that. It's more just I tend to overthink things. I'm the type of person where I will, like, overthink the crap out of situations and hyperanalyze. And guys, I just need to let it go. I'm still going to be logging my lifts and all that. I just have come to the realization that, again, after training now for 12 years straight, being a natural, I know that I can still make progress, but that it is going to be slow, and that I need to be okay with that, and, like, live in those moments, live in the reps, make those reps even better than they are. Like, if they look perfect, make them even more perfect. You know what I mean? If they're hitting your chest, hit your chest even more with it. If it's, a squat and you feel it in your quads, make sure that you're really, really feeling it in your quads every single rep, every single time. And it's just one of those things where I gotta admit, I have, with some things, done that pretty well, with others, not so much. And I really, really want to, like, get back to that perfect training. Like, I want every rep you guys see to be something out of a, an exercise tutorial. Like, I want it to be perfect. So with that being said, training will look the same. Exercise order is going to be slightly different, but exercises are exactly the same. Minus, like I said, I have, like, a ridiculous amount of footage on here, to be honest with you. This video might be my first upload back, as far as, like, back to uploading, because I know now it's been the better part of, like, 3 weeks. Like, if you're watching this video, I know for a fact it has been, like, the better part of 3 weeks before this video went up since I've uploaded. I put a little bit I put, like, one or two or a couple little clips on my TikTok here and there, but nothing consistent. And I know that's a part of, like, my motivation right now too, is the fact that I have not been posting on social media consistently. Like, I really enjoy that. I really like making my videos and, like, posting them and having feedback and, like, watching my channel grow. And I haven't had that. It's just, I feel like everything in my life has been kind of stagnant lately. It's a really good way to think about it, and a really good way to put it. Like, everything has just been stuck, for a lack of better terms, just stagnant. And, like, I want that progress to come back, and everything that I'm doing. Like, I haven't lost progress, but I just feel like I haven't been consistently making the progress that I want to make. And, you know what I mean? Like, I haven't lost any progress, and there have been certain things that I have progressed on, especially in the gym. But I just want to feel it more. Like, I want it. You know what I mean? Like, I want it, and I want to feel everything. I want to feel every rep of every set. I want to just everything. I want everything to be perfect. And I feel like that needs to be my driving force behind this. Is, okay, stop trying to beat numbers. Because right away I always reset, and then I just immediately try to beat numbers again. It's like, stop trying to beat numbers, work within ranges, and do it perfect. And then when you perfect that weight to the point where you cannot, like, not do it perfect, then go up and do it with 5 pounds heavier. When you perfect that weight and everything you do with that is perfect, then go up. You know what I mean? And it's like, or if you're in prep, hold on to it. Maybe you lose a rep or two over the course of prep, but you're still moving the same weight, so that strength is still there, that endurance just might not be. You know what I mean? So regardless, for our push session real quick, here's what it's going to look like. So I'm already pulling into the gym. We got a low incline Smith press. We have a machine chest press. After that, we'll go into a higher rep pec deck. So it is going to be slightly lighter, but quite a few more reps. After pec deck, we will move into our weighted dips. After weighted dips, we have, oh man, that's quite a few people here. Kind of surprised. After weighted dips, we have some dumbbell side laterals. After dumbbell side laterals, we will move into our, dumbbell side laterals will come before, no, it'll be dips. Sorry, side laterals, then dips. No, dips, then side laterals, and then overhead cable extension. That's it. Rest periods will be a little bit different too. But anyways, we're going to get in here, crush it, have a ton of fun. Hey, Lord, give me strength in this workout, and we do this for your honor and glory. Thank you for everything. Amen. All right. So to get us started here, as you can see, and as promised, we have a full pause, low incline Smith press. I was actually really happy with this one. I will say this, doing this with a full pause compared to a soft pause and really controlling that eccentric, a nice like 2 count on the way down, allowing that bar to sink down into the chest without caving in the chest. You can still see I hold my chest up, but that bar is really sinking down into it. Between this top set and the back off set, it absolutely fried me, dude. I'll tell you what, I was, it took it out of me for sure. But I was very happy with this though. Felt really good and felt strong through the reps here. But it definitely was a challenge. You'll watch this last rep that I did here. This was the goal number. So we're going to work with this rep range and with this weight until we clean this up a little bit and maybe even add to it a little more. Definitely a grinder. But did a back off set there with 2 plates, rocked that out for paused rep or a pause set of 10. So then we went to our chest press. You can see here what I'm doing a little bit different is I'm actually limiting, not only say limiting the range of motion too much because we're still getting a deep full stretch, but I was actually using a little bit too much momentum out of the back. So we're really trying to isolate that chest even more. So you'll see that I just get down to slightly behind the body here and go from there. I was getting a bigger stretch and kind of pushing my head and chest forward and like slingshotting the weight forward. Made it easier to complete some of those harder reps because I was really like slingshotting the weight. But when it comes to actually keeping that tension on the chest, it was tough. Yeah. So I actually, was down in reps, but man, I'll tell you what, it felt a lot harder on the chest for sure, especially coming off that paused low incline press. Yeah, it was tough. Pec deck, had to drop the weight quite a bit, obviously, because we're moving it from first to third. So the chest at this point, I mean, is like fried. But still felt good. Nice control, nice deep stretch. I actually kept a little bit more of a bend in my elbow the second set. That seemed to feel a little bit better because right here you can see my arms are like completely straight pretty much, which nothing wrong with that. But I just noticed that was, put it this way, it just felt a little bit smoother, keeping my elbows just slightly bent. Not a lot, but just a little bit more. Sorry, I'm like laying down right now, so my nose is getting all stuffed up here. I'll sit up. But yeah, 2 sets here. Still felt really good, but again, definitely had to make some adjustments in the weight because of moving this one from first to third and also trying to go for higher rep sets. The goal here is to work with this weight to get it up to 12. We were able to get it to 10, but yeah, definitely going to work with this one until we get it to 12 and our back off set to 15. So then dips, actually we were able to add a rep to this, so I was happy with that. Just using a 45-pound plate, you can see, really trying to emphasize the triceps here. This one is a little bit more of a quicker movement, meaning that I'm not, just pausing at the bottom of each rep or anything, really just trying to use that load and, put a lot of tension on the triceps, and it feels good. So a little bit on the chest too, of course. Then we have our more isolation tricep movement here, not so much of a mass building one, but again, trying to keep the reps a little bit higher. So we have just overhead rope extensions. I was able to add a rep to my top set here compared to previous weeks, so that was good. Lost a rep in my back off set though, because again, I can't remember if I talked about this in the intro or not, but I believe I did. We are doing lower rest periods, meaning that instead of doing every single rest period is 3 minutes, we're only really doing 3-minute rest periods, like let's say on a push day, in between pressing movements. That's about it. Everything else is going to be 2 minutes, sometimes even a minute and a half. But yeah, closer to 2 minutes for these isolation movements, and definitely increased the burn for sure. Made those back off sets very challenging to try to keep up with my normal numbers, especially after moving around exercises in different orders and what have you. but regardless, was still able to make progress on this top set, so I was happy with that. We're still going to stick with that weight, though. Then, did 3 working sets of some chest-supported dumbbell side lateral raises. So I do this at a very slight incline, just lean the chest into it. Try not to let the chest, like, lean over it so much. Still keep that head and chest up. I really tried to focus on that in these sets. This one I do a little bit higher reps. We're only using like 25-pound dumbbells here, but we did it for 3 sets. Top set was 16 reps, and then 14, and then 13 after that. So as soon as I feel like I can't bring those dumbbells at least parallel with the side of like my shoulders, that's when we start to cut that. So that's when that set no longer is going to be as productive. We're not going to do a bunch of partials or anything like that. I like doing full reps. So then some Smith upright rows. You can't really see it, I don't think, too much from this angle, but it's a 45 and a 10 on each side. So we were able to do this for a pretty smooth set of 13. And then we dropped down to a plate and did our second working set, and back off set for 16. So we're going to stick with these weights because I'd like to do this between 50. I'd like to build this up to between like 15 and 20 reps. So where that top set's closer to like 15 and that back off set is closer to like that 20 rep range, and go from there. So that was the session, guys. I already did cardio and ab work this morning. So now I'm actually just at home. I'm going to chill. See you in the outro. Push a session in the books. It's a humbling workout, man. I'll tell you what, that is a humbling workout. Going to those really strict pause reps like that. Just getting in it. Put it this way, it was still a great workout. I'll tell you that. But it's just again, it's a humbling workout, man. Like that was a tough workout for sure. Like I'm feeling after that. I'm feeling it. Don't get me wrong. I still feel like I have like a chest and delt pump, which is pretty sweet. I don't feel completely fried, but I'm burning. I can feel that like deep, muscular, just like burny type feeling. And, put it this way, that's good. That's great. But it definitely is, shorten my rest periods a little bit. So for pressing, I'm going to stick to 3 minutes in between my sets there. That felt good. I was happy with what I did here. What are you doing, bro? What are you doing? Like, you're friggin' in the other lane, man. That was insane. Guy was literally driving in my lane. Wow. Michigan drivers. I'm telling you, man. A lot of the footage I have where I did the whole Michigan driver series, where I was just calling out drivers in Michigan, that guy was literally driving directly in my lane. Like, head on. It's a 2-way road. What? It was an older gentleman. If you're too old to drive, don't drive. Don't force it and kill somebody out here. That was absolutely ridiculous. It was absolutely ridiculous. Anyways, all right. Well, that was a interesting little adrenaline spike there post-workout. But we're good, so that's all that matters. Yeah. Anyways, still a phenomenal workout, guys. Put it this way, that first exercise, just that pressing alone, and this is something where I'm going to have to really, really like be leery of this, that fried me. I'm not kidding. Those like strict pause reps like that, like I'm a big fan. His name's Justin Batterina. If you guys aren't following this dude, he is probably, if you were to watch anybody train, to like learn how to train, I mean, I'm not even talking about like train good, I'm talking about train perfectly. Watch Justin Batterina. Yeah, I think it's like Badurina. That's how you spell it. Not that I don't think you would ever see this video or anything like that. But regardless, huge shout out to him. Awesome physique, and his training is impeccable. And I mean impeccable. It's insane how good his training is. And yeah, so I take a lot of inspiration from him in my current training. And yeah, it's like I said, it's just a tough workout, man. It really is. That's a tough workout. All these workouts are tough right now, but when you really, really are like locked in, like just those first, like that top set, back off set of pressing, where it was like top set of 8 reps and then back off set of 10 reps. Like that eighth and 10th rep, both were like grinders. You know what I mean? Like grinding type reps, like 2 failure kind of reps. And I can feel that. Like in my workout after that, I was like, just that feeling when your body's just like, whoa. Yeah, I had that feeling, needless to say. I was just like, wowza. yeah, that hit. That definitely hit for sure. So, anyways, yeah. Regardless, though, again, phenomenal session. A lot of fun. And really, really digging it. So, I'm happy with that for sure. So, I'm going to go home. I had my post-workout meal with me, which was just my blended meal. Again, for my blended meal, guys, I love that, especially when you're eating 6 times a day. Having a meal in there where you can just have it blended up, ready to rock and roll and go from there. It's such a nice thing to have. It just feels good. You know what I mean? It just feels good to have that, you know? And, cup of oats, scoop of protein powder, 100 grams of banana, 100 grams of blueberry, and 60 grams of frozen spinach with about a gram of salt, gram of sea salt as well, all just blended up with water. It's just, it's super easy. Bring it with me to the gym, post-workout on the weekends. Usually it's my second meal during the weekdays. So it's just, again, it's a nice thing to have. And, it's just a nice thing to have, for sure. Just a nice thing to have. So I dig it. But yeah, I'll tell you, man, going from all 3-minute rest periods to throwing in consistently some 2-minute rest periods on some of like my more isolation movements, definitely felt that. You know what I mean? Lost a rep or so here or there. You know what I mean? But at the same time, like, they felt good. It was just, I could tell that my body was still, I was feeling it from that top set. So now this is a whole new challenge for me of keeping my top set still in that like 3-minute, especially for bigger movements, 3 minutes in between, like pressing, squatting, leg pressing, any kind of like heavy hinge, heavy row. Those movements will still have 3-minute rest periods. But anything else, man, I mean, my workouts have just been taking way too long lately. And it's just like, as honestly, like, been a big part of my decrease in motivation is I'm in the gym. Don't get me wrong, I love being in the gym, but when you are a dad and a husband and have responsibilities at home too and work full time, and you're in the gym for 2.5, 3 hours, it's consistently 2+ hours for pretty much every session I've been doing for a while. I love being in the gym, but that's a lot. And by the time I get to the end of those sessions, I'm absolutely fried. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, this has been a lot, put it that way. So I'm just excited to, see how that works, kind of rebuild a little bit with slightly shorter rest periods. Again, not on every movement. Bigger movements will still have that at least 3-minute break. Some of my bigger movements may even have like 4-minute breaks and what have you. But I'm just excited to see what I can do with that. So that'll be cool. So anyways, that's about all I got, man. You can hear my sinuses are still a little screwy on me. Again, trying to just get rid of this last little bit of this cough I got, and like right at the tail end, I can tell it's gone away more and more, but it's there just a little bit still. Trying to get rid of, all this like congestion I've had. When I'm up and moving and training, I don't notice it so much because you're breathing, everything's kind of cleared out and all that. But man, I'll tell you what, when I stop, this happens. I can just like feel it up in my sinuses, and it's like, ugh, it's like, blech, yuck. But, anyways, that's all I got, guys. Hey, if you have not already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Guys, means a lot to me, means a lot to the continued growth of the channel. I really do apologize for the hiatus and being away for literally like 3 weeks since my last upload. I really do apologize. I'm going to try, again, I'm not going to make empty promises. I'm going to try to be as consistent as possible, at least have a couple full-length uploads a week, and really try to focus on that short-form content as well, like on TikTok, YouTube Shorts, all that stuff where I'm, at least, putting up some shorter form content as well to kind of, go from there. So anyways, yeah, that's the plan, man. So if you have any questions for me, any comments, any feedback, please make sure you drop those down in the comment section below. When I see it, I absolutely will respond to it. If you like the video, drop it a like. If you really like the video, maybe even give it a share. That'd be awesome. It'd be super cool. I'd dig that for sure and really appreciate it. And other than that, guys, hey, again, I appreciate you tuning in and watching. Got a couple more months. I really want to finish out these last couple months of my off season as strong as possible. Stay as lean, but also as big as possible in this off season here. Cardio, staying consistent. We're adding in a little bit more to my ab routine in the morning. So now it's not just stomach vacuums. Now we got, some decline crunches and planks thrown in there. So it's kind of a little bit of a mini circuit. And like we get all the stomach vacuums out of the way first. And I've been doing, like I did it this morning, just like 3 sets of no less than 10 reps of like some just nice controlled decline crunches, just body weight. And then immediately go into 30 seconds of planks, rest for a minute, do it again, rest for a minute, do it again. I'm going to get myself an ab wheel as well, and just throw in, that as an additional movement into that little mini circuit. and go from there. So it'll be fun. I'm excited. But anyways, again, guys, that's all I got. So, hey, most importantly, above everything else, God bless. And this episode of Road to Natty Pro, one of many more to come, is out. I'll catch y'all on the next one.